Hello, welcome to Humpback Chronicles. My part of Whale Trust is largely working with images, pictures, trying to show the work we're doing and the animals we're working with. The tools we use for making pictures, for making both stills and video have changed a lot, and that'll come up once in a while as we're doing these chronicles. One of those things is the pictures you see often don't start out as you see them in the end product, and this has always been the case. Early on with National Geographic, shooting on film and marginal conditions, often the image that we got needed a lot of work in the darkroom to have it come out to be something that you could really see in the magazine and basically that was usable in a magazine like National Geographic. I shot film for National Geographic for about 24 years before we switched to digital photography for me in 2003 with the new folks, with the people coming along, Jason and Haley and Ralph. The new tools and how they use them is much more second nature, and they're really good at it, and I'm learning more and more all the time. And it's not just for a prettier picture. The science has changed. What we can do with a collected image digitally, you could do it on film, but it's a lot easier to do it with the digital work. And to blow the picture up, to work on the detail, often to save a picture that would be basically unusable for IDs. We used to not think we could shoot into the sun, but now we can shoot a picture that gives you almost nothing to when you start with it. But after a little bit of work, and for us, almost all of that work from the beginning has been with Adobe's Photoshop, you can bring out of that picture enough information, in this case, to give you an ID picture that's valuable to work with, where you can really tell the animal and who it is. And with digital cameras, as they've gotten better and better with higher and higher resolution, you can shoot fast, you can have depth of field, and you have enough resolution that you can blow up the image and just get much more impact out of it. The idea that when we started, we needed 6 megapixels to make a 2-page picture for the magazine. Now we're shooting 46 megapixels. So we have these giant images to work with, and things that when you start with don't look like much. And I wouldn't have taken the picture until I saw what guys like Ralph were doing, that you can actually work with the picture in Adobe, bring out something that I really didn't know was there until fairly recently. And it's just wonderful. And some pictures that look like nothing when I begin with end up with something that whether it's for science or just for the impact of what cool things whales are, it helps you tell the story better, not just the animals you're working with and the behaviors they're doing, but how the pictures come into existence, how we make the images, and to be able to shoot from a distance and still get a clear image is really sort of revolutionary. And we had the good luck this year of having Adobe become part of our workforce, with Russell Brown coming along with his team and working with us, showing what we could do, some different tools. I'd like to introduce Russell Brown, the creative director for Adobe Systems, a wonderful guy to work with, and someone who's got us all excited about things we might do in the future.
Hello, my name's Russell Preston Brown from Adobe, and I'm pleased to be here today to tell you about an opportunity I had to work with Flip Nicklin and the Whale Trust. I not only had the opportunity to go out in his boat and experiment with 360 photography, but I had the opportunity to swim with some whales during my visit to Maui. It was an incredible adventure, but I want to talk about the technology experiments I did on board the research ship. Now, I work for Adobe, and we have Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Photoshop for adjusting images, especially of whale tails, to make them look better so you can identify whales. That's incredible. But what's more interesting for me on this trip was the ability to work with this 360 camera from Ricoh. We could drop this camera down into the water at the depth of the whale and look in all directions. 360 degrees of imagery comes in, so you don't have to point the camera at one particular spot. It's always looking everywhere. So it was a great bit of experimental technology that we brought to Flip and his team of researchers. I'm hoping to return next year, perhaps with even more resolution for a project like this. So, once again, thank you to Flip Nicklin and the Whale Trust for allowing Adobe to join your team of researchers and bring some new technology.
It's great to have people like Russell Brown from Adobe come in with new ideas and to mesh that with a foundation of over 4 decades now of trying to look at whales and see what they're doing, especially things like song and how to make images that share that. Having Russell Brown be one of the speakers at Whale Tales and to meet all the people to make our work happen was exciting for us and for him, I think. And we're both excited to see what we can do in the future. Who knows how we're going to be telling the story next year, but a mix of people who got us here and people who take us forward seems to work out pretty well. Thank you very much.